Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another Saturday night on the Mothership. As you can see, this is supposed to be a two-man power trip again this week, but we had to bring one of the best valets in the building to come on down and lead us down to the ring. But see, here's the thing: not only would she lead us down in the ring and look all pretty and stuff, do a little twirl for the people, Sharon, but she will kick your ass. The Swamp Queen is with us tonight, along with the People's Choice Don Rodriguez, and of course, the big guy KG. The Nubian Sumo is on special assignment tonight, enjoying the yeah, pretty much enjoying the weather. I say we just jump into this thing and let's go because it's a reason why the Swamp Queen is here. And Don, I'll let you lead this one in, but take it away.
Oh, you put the ticker down and everything. I'm so proud of you. So here's the deal. There's a lot of controversy and speculation about this one because there's a lot of moving parts that's been coming out as we led up to SmackDown. So if we roll the tape back a little bit to Monday, there was supposed to be a six-pack challenge match that included Naomi and Sasha Banks. And they were supposed to be in that. And the finish was supposed to be Naomi pinning Sasha. Sasha Banks didn't really like that too much. Not so much that Naomi was pinning her, but the fact that they're tag team champions. Why is one tag team champion pinning another tag team champion to become number one contender to be able to face the world champion? When you're tag team champions, you should be defending your tag team championship. Otherwise, make them singles wrestlers, and then it would make more sense. So Sasha went to Vince and voiced that opinion. Vince was like, yeah, I can see that, but that ruffles some feathers in creative. So it's getting a little bit further on, and nothing has really changed. That's still the planned finish, but yet at the same time as reports are coming out that it was never really on the books and on the board as the full-on match with them in it. So it's kind of some conflicting materials, but ultimately at the end of the day, Sasha Banks said, F this, I'm out. And Naomi was like, all right then, and they both left. So at that point, it's like one of those toss a coin. Is it a work or is it a shoot? So as more information came out, still, everybody's putting a lot of heat on Sasha Banks. It's not the first time that, quote unquote, allegedly, she had a difference of opinion with creative and said, I ain't doing this, I'm out. Naomi, on the other hand, is getting less flack, and they're feeling like, especially from her old tag team partner, Cameron, thinking that Naomi was coerced and brainwashed by Sasha to go ahead and walk out with her. So there's not a lot of heat on Naomi, but still there's heat. We go into SmackDown this past Friday, yesterday, and it's been determined that they are suspended indefinitely, which ideally means they are stripped of the titles. However, a step further has gone ahead, and they have been removed and replaced by Cody Rhodes and the then, now, and forever video crawl when you see any WWE programming started. Then their merchandise has been removed from WWE.com. So they technically don't exist. And then Naomi has removed herself as any Twitter or social media affiliation with the WWE. So remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about this Roman Reigns thing and how Roman and Drew McIntyre could have this angle where Roman does something really crazy and he gets arrested and he's written off of TV. And, whether he keeps the belt or not, we between me, you, and Sumo, we were at differences in odds on that. But this could be possibly the same thing. I still think it's a work because I've never seen WWE have a post a curated statement about it for social media purposes. They've suspended people indefinitely. That's just to write them off so they can go make some TV. Wouldn't be surprised if Sasha Banks needs to go do the Mandalorian or something. Naomi, this could be setting her up to join the bloodline. So, but I've never seen them remove merchandise from somebody that they haven't fired. and future endeavor. So that's where we stand with Naomi and Sasha Banks as of Friday Night SmackDown. And outside of changing the Twitter handles and the social media handles, they have been quiet on social media. Other people have speculated, friends of friends, and whatever, but they have not said anything. That's what makes me think it's still a work and not a shoot. But I mean, what y'all's thoughts on that? It's kind of interesting on how it's playing out.
I'm gonna let the Swamp Queen take that one first. I want to hear what she got to say.
Well, so it's like this. Women in any industry, whether it be corporate, white collar, blue collar, athletes, women are always, have always, and will probably continue to do so, be paid less than men. Probably like $1.50 less than men, on average, depending. Um, but when you look at, like, when it comes down to Sasha, and Naomi, they are people of color. So more importantly, more focused on Sasha, you go in and to get an understanding, and you're automatically labeled as the angry black woman. Um, which that's definitely not so. In any case, that's not what she was doing. She just want to get understanding. And then it's like, lose your attitude, fix your attitude. There's no attitude until you come at me with it. Um, so, and then of course Naomi, she's going to be a little bit more quieter because of her background. Um, Black woman's background is more so, whenever we say we're gonna stand up for ourselves, that's what we do, and you're gonna hear us, and you're gonna hear it out until we finish talking. Um, Now Naomi, with her background, she's more of a in the background type person. That's how she was possibly raised. Um, but definitely not Miss Sasha. Uh, so yeah, they're out of it. So basically, they're fired. They're on this suspension until their contract ends. Um, that's how I feel, especially with them having the matches to um, reissue those titles. They've taken the merchandise down. So yeah, now people are speculating. Um, Now they kind of called on the Hardy brothers. They kind of did something kind of like them. Um, but my speculation is that they're going to go down another venue, like pretty much all of them have with that type of exit. So where they may pop up next, you know, maybe this yet to be seen. Impact, Raw, whatever. But yeah, they're done. Now, Naomi may come back because she's not making as big of a splash as Sasha is. But most definitely, when a black woman say she wants clarification, we're gonna get clarification, and you're gonna see me until I'm clear, that you clear, that we clear, that I know you clear. That's it, and that's all.
Okay, what's your thoughts, KG?
Well, damn. I like it. And one of the reasons why I asked the Swamp Queen to join us tonight was because I wanted a perspective from a black woman. And that was it right there. And I agree with you 10,000%. I feel like you do, Don. I think it's a work, something to get them a little heat, even though they don't need it. They're so over, they're white hot. Their merchandise sold out when they put the new T-shirt out. What, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes? So it's no need to get heat, but this is just, it's crazy. And Naomi has been through a lot. We've talked about Naomi time and time again on this show about being looked over. Her and Natty Neidhart being looked over. The simple fact that she's been in WWE for 13 years and she's only had 2 title reigns. This is her first tag title reign. This don't make sense for a talented performer like her who shows out every pay-per-view she's in. These spots that she takes where, she does something not to get eliminated from the Women's Royal Rumble. She pulls the Kofi move. The Kofi spot is what I like to call it every year. Now, on the other hand, Sasha, she has a right to stand up for herself. If she doesn't stand up for herself, who's going to stand up for her? She's been dicked around so many daggone times, it's not even funny anymore. I'm trying to figure out what in the world could prompt you to tell a woman fix your attitude because she has a problem with the finish of a match. But then on top of that, what makes me stroke my beard a little bit, WWE released a statement about them coming into the arena 8 hours before showtime and having 8 hours to rehearse their match.
Again, why I thought it was a work. You got to think about it in this perspective. This is another perception. Naomi technically is in the same light as Liv Morgan. I don't know if you've seen the tweets from Edge tweeting out a different person as everybody speculating, oh my gosh, it started with Tommaso Ciampa as maybe joining his group, and then he tweeted out a picture of Liv Morgan. I was like, that would work for her because Edge could be the mouthpiece, and that would help her go heel. Same concept with Naomi. She's so vanilla, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that as she's almost a Ricky Steamboat type. Could you picture her as a heel that it would take something substantial like this? Her contract's about to expire. So if she doesn't, quote unquote, re-sign officially that we know of, but she resigns because obviously she ain't going nowhere because her husband's there. And they don't want either one of them two to end up in AEW. Tony Khan would kick out that check so fast. But we use this situation to help her she just starts showing up. And she gets a microphone and she starts venting frustrations. But it's at the behest of the Bloodline, who now has every title but one. The one that the Usos can't challenge for, or Roman can't challenge for, and that's a women's World Heavyweight Championship. Wouldn't it be interesting if Naomi showed up, started venting her frustrations about the situation, the Bloodline comes together, accepts her, and guess who now the number one contender is because she's beaten down Ronda Rousey. Ronda needs somebody bigger than her to make her look good. And unfortunately, Raquel Gonzalez is not it, or Rodriguez, whatever you want to call now. She needs a super heel. Charlotte is off planning her wedding, so she needs a super heel. How do you make one? You make them look like the rebellious folks, and there you go. Sasha Banks needs nothing. If you watched her on the Kevin Hart, I forget the name of the show, but where they're in the ice bins and all that stuff. She laid out all of her accomplishments in WWE. She's done everything. There's nothing for her to do but act and show up from time to time and get a pop. when needed. She's headlined WrestleMania. You can never be the first to do African American female to headline WrestleMania ever again. That's it. You got that accolade. It's done. Nobody can ever do it. She's headlined WrestleMania, so as a first female, so you can't ever be the first at that again. There's really nothing for Sasha Banks to do in the WWE other than go to China route and win an IC or the U.S. Championship or something like that. So Sasha can be out and about doing whatever. She doesn't have to be there. But Naomi can be ushered into the bloodline, and she can get that heel rub. And by SummerSlam, her versus Ronda Rousey. And considering how things are going with the bloodline, that's a guaranteed win. And that gives Ronda time to go back out and spend time with her baby and then come back again, maybe whatever. Because Ronda needs a mouthpiece. I'm sorry. Paul Heyman would be great for it, but unfortunately, he's with the bloodline, and Naomi is married into the bloodline. What do you want to say, KG?
Well, in honor of the one and only Macho Man Randy Savage, who played
Bonesaw
McGraw in the original Spider-Man, I got 3 minutes of pain and I just need 3 minutes of playtime right now. Please, can I have it? Can you indulge me in that? Please.
I just wanted to get you all hyped up. Did that make you mad?
No.
There you go.
Ooh.
Had to get him hyped up. Had to get him in the mood.
Let me explain something. I had to take the headphones off for this one. I'm not sure if you've seen the tweet. Let me read the tweet verbatim here.
Can you read with those glasses on?
Oh yeah, I can read. I can see everything. I can see the future in these motherfuckers. Reading this. Hearing rumors from sources at WWE that Sasha and Naomi actually walked in on Vince McMahon naked with wrist and ankle Velcro straps to the wall. A penis pump maxed out, being held by Nick Khan with the Abyss reading out the show aloud. Let's just wait for more details, for fuck's sake.
What the heck?
So Ryback, you are a miserable, decrepit piece of shit. Because at every turn, your dumbass always got something to say about WWE. Why the hell do you fucking care that they fired you? You fucking bum. Like, bruh, get a fucking life. You are worse than the fucking marks that watch this shit. And yet and still, you still got to comment on it. You think you doing it for the marks of the afternoon. No, you son of a bitch, you doing it for yourself. Any man in a kick a man after his mom died and have something to say, you stupid fuck. You don't have to do all of that. You are nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now I'm in trouble. Thank you very much.
All right, then. Assuming you have beef. I appreciate you. That's kind of took a turn there. Appreciate you.
I'm in trouble. I had to cut that off. I'm in trouble. She came around the corner.
I didn't see that tweet. I didn't know he had.
She came around the corner. Help me, please, Lord Jesus, somebody help me.
I can't help you, man. You got the goggles on. You just might as well get in.
I mean, like if you would have put the goggles off, like once she came around, she'd be like, "Oh, that wasn't you." You could have played off.
I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm in trouble. She's
like, that was my stunt double.
Look at her hand. She coming for me. Stop it. You
Beat him.
Don't do that. I love you.
No, Miss.
Girl.
Okay, she says I have to issue an apology.
Huh? What?
She says I have to issue an apology.
To who? Wait a minute. Before you do that, I need to be clear of who this apology is to, because no true words have been spoken. So, who's this apology to? Exactly.
I'm guessing I shouldn't have called Ryback a miserable fuck. So I have to apologize for that. So I will say this right back. I am sorry. You are not a miserable fuck. No, wait. It has to be said. You've only had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. Yeah, cup of coffee. That's all you had was a cup of coffee. Now get the fuck on. I don't want to ever talk about Ryback on this show again.
He's not the cream of the crop.
Not the cream of the crop. And if I had a little cup, oh man, I'd be flicking them things all over. Whoa! Freak out, man.
Well, only thing left to say is Elizabeth.
Oh yeah. I think she got him.
Why can't she ever beat him on camera?
Gonna come back with a big old hoof print outside his face.
Oh yeah, he may not come back at all. Well, KG's dead. So we'll move on to another female bit of news. This one kind of worries me because I have no idea what this means.
He lives.
That whole mute.
You let your brother show up and do that and then dip out?
Hey,
the
man.
Same thing that's happened with Elias. His younger brother showing up doing stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lot of different things.
Dang.
I didn't even do anything this time.
Is that the warden?
Jesus.
They only let him out the cell one day a week.
Like you gonna fuck up your hour a day, man.
They're about to turn that bed over, man.
You
better check his cavities.
She told me I had to calm down. So okay, I'm calm.
He's got some. Better cough now. Get it out.
I'm a calm because I'm calm, but if I can't handle ice cream, I'm gonna get cranked up again.
Oh.
I'm calm. I was just joking.
He said he wanted some Booty and Jerry's ice cream. That's what he said.
Oh man, some fudge brownie Ben and Jerry's. Oh my god, I need that. I need that in my life. That's my Sunday night treat. But anyway, Stephanie takes a break from WWE.
Yeah.
Lord, she gone.
My thought is a little bit more worrisome because she said she wanted to take some time to spend with her family. I'm with that, but her girls are older. But nobody's in high school. I think we're talking middle school to elementary. So I could see that. But at the same time, she spends time up at Stanford. So she's pretty much home. My thought, and this is not a good thought, now it probably didn't pop in your head, KG, but I think there's an issue with Triple H. That's what I'm thinking. I need to spend some time. And I'm hoping there's nothing on the extreme end. But that's the only thing I could fathom for all the accolades Stephanie McMahon has done. And, she's not on the road all the time that I know of. So like I said, she spends a good amount of time in Stanford. What Vince couldn't have her with all the positive press that she's been getting, allow Nick Khan or anybody else to say, hey, you need to get rid of Stephanie. Nah, because she's pretty much, everybody says it, is going to be the one to take over for Vince. So that's the only thing I could think of that would cause her to want to step away. And that's really messed up because I don't want to go there and think like that. But to me, that makes sense for that extreme. There's no time frame that she said. I mean, a break could be, all right, I'll be gone until summer. I'm going to let somebody in the interim take over and do some of my work. No, she said it's a break. Where the hell are you going?
It's a leave of absence. What's crazy is I thought about that immediately and was unsure. Okay, come on. There you go.
Meatloaf.
It went from beating the sunshine. There you go.
Yeah, she got the. Where you going?
Like we need to know what kind of break she taking. Is she taking a color folk break or one of them 8.5 by 11 breaks? Because 8.5 by 11 break, they'll be back in probably about a month. But the CP breaks, we breaks. When the CP breaks, they breaks.
And I haven't heard anything about really Triple H doing anything in the company of substantialness. I know it's not a word, but that's what came out. He's not actively involved in NXT 2.0, so he's not road agenting or anything. So he's at home for the most part. That I would imagine. So yeah, that's hopefully not a good thought, but it, in my opinion, is the only thought. So I know Trips is your boy KG, ride or die.
Yeah, always the cerebral assassin, terrorizing if you want to call him that.
Yep.
Ooh,
I'm hoping that
Meatloaf.
his health stays good.
go ahead. See you later. Now we done with the cuteness overload.
Yeah, you had to clean up. You had to clean up the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. I'm a man of the people now, but I'm hoping that's not the case. And Stephanie is very, very accomplished. In the ring, outside the ring. I mean, her storyline starting when she was kidnapped by the Undertaker, and when you first started seeing her, that storyline until now, like she's always been relevant. And one thing I always say is I couldn't stand Stephanie for so goddamn long, man. Yeah, but it was meant to be that way. Like her marriage to Tess, I was pulling for that, and then when Triple H swooped in, I was like, God damn it, you wanted
Yeah,
it.
that was
But it was great. It was a great run. Now, the reason why I couldn't stand Stephanie because she was too damn good at her job, and she was a heel. You're supposed to hate the heel, And I always loved that, and I've always respected her. And even with differences of political opinion, that does not stop me from being a fan of hers because it's her, it's
Yeah.
Triple H, it's the McMahon family, period, you know, and I just hope this is not something that we're going to look back on in a few months and say that's why she went away. It was whatever it is. I mean,
I'm hoping it's she just need a mental health break.
hell, I wouldn't be surprised if she pregnant.
She stepped away, and we like, well, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she pregnant and just don't want to say it.
But I mean, she was active during all the other pregnancies.
Yeah, but something that can't be matched. Her chemistry
could be possibly. I don't know.
Her chemistry with Chris Jericho, that cannot be matched. I just want to say that. To simply for a woman. Hey, Swamp Queen. Let me ask you a question. Now, we were talking about kayfabe yesterday. Would you ever let me call you a trash bag hoe on TV?
Only because we're 19 hours apart and there's nothing I can do about it. But whenever I get there,
correction,
it's gonna be on site.
You're being paid millions of dollars, by the way, for that to happen.
Oh, well, see, shit, you ain't say that.
I'm just asking. I'm asking. Could I say it?
Let's just clarify. There's millions of dollars involved in that.
We're acting. Are we acting like?
No, we're not acting. We're keeping up kayfabe.
That is acting.
Don't give away the secrets on the show, man. We do that behind closed doors.
They gave away the secrets. That's the problem.
We keeping kayfabe.
They were rehearsing earlier.
Yeah, they did. But here's the thing: I come out and I talk about you and all the boys in the back, and I wind up calling you a bottom feeding trash bag hoe. We good with that because we keeping up kayfabe, right?
Yeah.
And then your response is to slap the holy shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Both checks clear too.
And then we go in the back and we dap each other up. We sit down. We have a drink. I mean, you have your wine. I got my milk. But we talk about the next time we have an interaction.
Like shit at you.
I did. She synced them.
Oh, were you in trouble again?
No, I was delivered a message. I'm wrong side. I got to lean to the side. I got to show the flowers. I was told to show the flowers. So because the lady that's sitting on my, well, I guess that would be my left, sent those beautiful flowers while my wife was in the hospital. So she sent those flowers.
So nice.
So yeah, but
I will say there's one thing, and the good outweighs the bad for Stephanie. I will say that because Connor's cure and everything else that she's done, philanthropic. You know what I'm talking about? That's a p word that's hard to get out sometimes. And it's in my head. I said it right. But either way, you know, her good is outweighing the bad. The only thing that she is guilty of is performing a robbery. The only thing that is negative about Stephanie McMahon is that robbery. Because Lord knows, China had no idea that Stephanie, who was smiling in her face, was South Parking her behind her back.
you know what?
That
I
was
thought you was gonna say
almost
something
devious.
totally different.
No, that was almost as devious as Lita and Edge. That still takes the cake.
No, you know what I thought you was gonna say when you talked about the robbery?
What?
Of how Stephanie stole your heart.
Oh, we ain't got to talk about that. That was given. But
I'm just saying.
So,
And you said something about,
we digress.
huh?
that China thing.
We digress. Stay focused.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. But he said something about Liv Morgan, and I didn't even get a chance to say about Liv Morgan.
What can you say about Liv Morgan?
I love it. I love me some Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I need Liv Morgan to be somebody.
Yeah, but she had the opportunity with Bray Wyatt as the Fiend. That Alexa Bliss role was actually hers, and they put Alexa Bliss in, who's on her way back. And
how many times are they gonna repackage Liv Morgan
until they find? Well, when you had her with the Riot Squad,
but that's a whole other story.
You had her with the Riot Squad, and they were fucking over. I love the Riot Squad. You know how I feel about them.
She still doesn't have a character,
and she has time to develop one. She's only 24,
but still
25.
Curated that Two-Face thing. What's that for Dana Brooke? No, that's for Dana Brooke. But Liv Morgan could do that.
Yes.
Alexa Bliss pretty much took Liv Morgan's whole gimmick, with the dress and all that other stuff. So Liv is still out there just trying to figure out. I thought they were gonna have something with her and what's her name started beefing when they broke up the tag team. Still nothing came of it from Liv Morgan. If she goes with Edge, this may be the first time she's got a shot to create a character that is going to be believable, that has purpose, and I can get behind.
As long as she doesn't stop. As long as she doesn't stop painting her tongue, I'm fine.
Oh Lord, you'll miss some lollipops.
I mean, it fits her. It's a Liv Morgan thing. I love it.
Well, speaking of things you love,
you a hater.
What? Nate, Starcast, Jim Crockett Promotions. We went from videos of Ric Flair training with Jay Lethal to rumors that Flair is trying to come back, and people, even Jim Cornette chimed in on it, talking about how, I don't know about this. He's a little old and he just got off of death's door. Why is he trying to come back and start wrestling? Then Flair is just making the rounds, drinking and dancing and showing his gains and, showing his muscles and talking about how he's ready to do something. Then Ricky the Dragon Steamboat says, yeah, I'll wrestle him. So now we've got Flair's number one rival, second, just above Sting. And they couldn't do Sting. Well, actually, they could do Sting, I guess, if they wanted to. But Flair versus
above Sting?
Yeah, above Sting. He's always said his number one is always going to be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Okay, if he said it, I'll take it.
From Flair's own mouth, yeah. Sting is a close second. But as many hundreds of times as he's wrestled Steamboat, those two could put a match together at their age, and it would be just muscle memory.
See,
as long
the
as
thing
the
is,
do the job, it's already built into them. They've done it. Actually, it's not even hundreds, it's thousands of times that they've wrestled each other over the course of their careers, from beginning up until what's going to be happening very soon in Starcast. But now it's been announced that it's going to be a Horseman reunion to include Lex Luger. It's in the picture. No disrespect to Lex. It's good to see that he's out there. He's always out in the cons and stuff signing autographs. But, Arn Tully, Barry Windham, Lex Luger, Nate, and James J. Dillon. They still are shitting on Ole. But it's going to be a Horseman reunion at Starcast, one last ride. So that already tells you Steamboat's getting a beat down at some point. He's going to get spine buster. They just going to stomp him like old school, which that's worth the money right there to watch an old school Horseman stomp.
Let me tell you something. You gotta give me Steamboat and Macho Man are more of a rivalry to me because that's just what I grew up with. I'm a little bit behind you. You gotta understand that. That's what I grew up with. I grew up Sting
you watch WWE more than you watch NWA.
No, I was an NWA head all the way. I watched NWA every night when it came on.
Every time we turn around, they wrestled.
And Sting and Flair every week, man. I used to hate Flair.
Steamboat.
No, but I always seen Steamboat and Macho Man, especially when Macho Man put the bell across Steamboat's throat.
Oh yeah, but that was WWE.
Yeah, and see, I didn't know about Steamboat anywhere else.
Had more excessive moments, I guess you could say, in the WWE side for stuff like you're talking about with Macho. He just got the Horseman stomp a lot. Somebody interfered in the match a lot. But, we're talking those guys going the iron. They're wrestling an hour, period. And they're not gassed. It's just normal. They're just basically ballroom dancing in the ring. That's how proficient they were, to the point to where they didn't call spots. They got towards the end of it, and Steamboat went to WWE. They weren't even calling spots. We were just doing stuff, and that's just from rough, loose quote from Nate as well as from Ricky Steamboat. So Starcast is starting to become. I mean, unfortunately, this is the last time, but this show, and I know if James was on, he'd be probably marking out on it and going into super detail. So we'll save that for next week's That's Just Nubian. But this could be something, that once in a lifetime flashback moment, for lack of a better term. So that's something I would watch. What about y'all?
I watch it. Even though Steamboat said he backed out and said he won't be the last opponent. But here's the thing that I thought about. If Flair goes through with this, does that take away the 2008 moment that I'm not sure about the Swamp Queen? I know I cried. I think, Don, I'm sure you cried too.
I cried.
He's in the ring. Do it. I'm sorry.
It's already gone.
I love
you.
He
showed up at TNA.
But he didn't wrestle.
TNA, that was gone.
He didn't wrestle. See, it's one thing to show up and still be around, but he didn't wrestle.
That match wasn't because he wanted to retire. It was presented to him so that way, hey, we're going to put you in the Hall of Fame. We're going to give you this match. Who you want to be your opponent, Shawn Michaels. And then, that's how it went down. So you get your ring, all that stuff. But Flair wasn't ready. They were just, yeah, you're getting old. Let's just go ahead and do it type of thing.
But that match is very, very special. It was a tearjerker. And I'm thinking if he comes in and he does anything, he is going to tarnish that 2008 match. And the boss BJ say, I hope he doesn't. I'm fearful for his health. That's what I'm fearful for.
You read books. Go and read his book. The amount of cardio and training that I couldn't even imagine any athlete surviving what they put them through when Flair was starting in wrestling school. The cardio alone for months before they even touched the ropes. Even though he was at death's door not too long ago, he has probably one of the best gas tanks ever. Like I said, the muscle memory is there. He just builds up the muscle enough to make it through, not a problem. I mean, Sting is doing stuff right now that nobody thought Sting would be doing at his age.
Yeah, and
Flair
Sting, what,
only needs to
63?
do what? Three things. First thing, we all know it is famous. Take the whip into the ropes, flip over the rope. Sometimes he may make it all the way over and come back. Sometimes he's just going to fall over the rope. That spot has to be done. Well, maybe four. The second thing, if he's feeling froggy, take the power slam from off the top rope, just because he's there. Third thing, chops. Fourth thing, figure four. That's all he needs to do. The other person can do most of the work if they're a little bit more athletic. You only want to see Flair do those four things.
I truly believe that there's going to be some type of tag team with the daddy daughter. It's going to be a daddy daughter type thing. I think that's why, one of the reasons why he's coming back. Although he needs to sit his old ass down, but hey, love you, love to see you again.
Right.
But I think that's why he's coming back for a daddy daughter thing with Charlotte.
That'd be something good too. I don't know. We'll see if the WWE would sign off on it, but they'll be watching. And BJ's right. Well, there is one thing. He could pull a Hogan and throw an N-word out there somewhere. But I'm quite sure the Migos would come before they split up and whoop his ass. But
I don't know about whooping his ass, but I know the Migos are coming and be like, hey, nah, he good. I said something about inviting everybody to cookout.
They'd strap him up because Flair got a lot of clout out of that. So and street cred, so that they size him up real quick. I believe that. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean, we're all marks for Ric Flair. We want to see him do his thing. And
you know what?
That showed that. I mean, we know Terry Funk was going forever.
Terry Funk couldn't retire. He couldn't.
Terry's like, man, I just go out there and take some bump. I don't even care. The Rock and Roll Express are still going. They're about to tap out, though. They're about to tap out finally. They're on their final couple dates for their tour, but career-ending tour and all that stuff because they're just tired. They've been out there for a while in the indie circuit, so I don't know. But I'm going to watch it.
Of course, I'm going to watch this Flair.
The question is, what are they going to put together to lead up to it? That's the only issue they have. If they've got this level of a marquee talent headlining, you damn sure better have a good lead up. Because heaven forbid, we got, like a Tyson match. You got, sometimes most of that daggone pay-per-view sucks. You get to Tyson 1 minute and some change. Oh, that's it.
Thank you for coming out. God bless.
Like, well, thanks, Mike. I did what I told you I was going to do. I was just going to murder him.
No. What was that? The Clifford ATN fight. Yeah. I had just sat down my food. I was like, all right, we about to get in this. It's over already. God damn it, I didn't even stick a fork in my food yet.
Over.
I was pissed that fight.
How much? I think that was old school pay-per-views. What was it, like $100 or something like that back then?
I didn't pay for it. I sat down my food. I was like, yeah, I'm about to get into this. And all of a sudden it was over. That was it. Pissed me the hell off.
Yeah.
Still upset about that.
But that's what you wanted, Tyson. I mean, if you got along, remember that's your boy Goldberg too. That's what you wanted out of Goldberg. And
well, yeah, Goldberg. Goldberg. As soon as he comes down to, you want to see the entrance. Then you want to see him go through squash whoever he wrestling because not to move when Goldberg. But I'm thinking this dude gonna give Tyson at least a round or two to get warmed up, and then he gonna knock him out. No, he knocked him out in the first round.
Yep.
So, but I will be watching that. I want to see what Flair does. Hopefully, it's the end all to be all. This is the walk off into the sunset match.
Oh, it won't be. It'll be his final match, but Flair's not going off. You know when Flair walks off into the sunset? When they stop covering all the flowers and stuff being put on his grave. When they stop covering that on TMZ Sports or whatever, then he'll be off into the sunset. Until then, he can't. That's maybe part of the persona problem, is he is who he said he was. There was no middle ground. It's not like he could just like Undertaker. He takes his hat off. Mark Callis sets it over there. It's in the display box. Okay, let's spend some family time. We're good. Nate is going to be Nate. He's probably got about maybe 4 or 5 more marriages to go through. They may have some kids. They may not have some kids. Who knows? But he's going to cheat on all of them. I mean, that's what he does.
Didn't he get back together with his wife? He got back together with somebody.
They was about to divorce. I don't know. Wendy. I just saw him in a picture of Wendy. She was in the background doing TMZ Sports talking to Mojo yesterday.
I don't like anything TMZ. I'm just gonna let you know that.
Like, if you date Ric Flair, I don't care what age you are, just don't marry him. It's just a principle. That's all you gotta do. Break the cycle. Don't marry him.
You hear that, Sharon? Don't marry Ric Flair.
Yep.
I thought he said like don't marry period, because like if he said don't marry period, then I'm all over that. So yeah, I'm doing that shit.
I see where you're coming from.
See where you're coming from. Ask you to marry him. You better say yes. You better get your piece of that check. Get your piece of
May not be much left.
I mean, but like that's a sugar daddy, and then eventually he gonna want some sugar, and I don't like white sugar.
Well. Now when he walk in the room and he starts spinning around like a helicopter, you might change your dang on mind.
Ric Flair white sugar's green. You better shoot. You got that much money. You got to remember.
But you go get his white sugar done.
Hey, Flair is rich poor. Is what you should be saying.
He got too many kids to fight over.
That's what he's rich, but he's not rich enough.
Well, Flair got three kids living. Was it 4?
Of his one that he fathered, one is Charlotte. No, I'm sorry, Dustin 2. I'm sorry, Paul Dustin 2. I mean, David Flair 2. That are his biological. The other ones were Wendy's daughters, and they're younger. So he's got 2 from him, 2 of the bloodline, and only one of them wants to wrestle. David Flair's like, F that. I'm over it. WCW ruined that. Period.
I can believe that.
Speaking of interesting things, I wouldn't call it ruining. AEW backstage is kind of being exposed as not being the end of the rainbow, like a lot of people like to believe. Not in a bad way. It's just that they are under the one-person rule, with being Tony Khan and him making the ultimate decisions and stuff. They are now starting to align themselves with how backstage is at other major promotions, to include the WWE. That meaning that finishes are concocted at the last minute. It takes a little bit to be able to even add. You have input, but you got to work towards getting that input in there. And it's just chaotic behind the scenes. So it's interesting on how, well, Cody's gone. I wouldn't correlate it to Cody, but I still think that with Tony Khan making himself the guy, and now he's the guy over 2 promotions, as he's pumping some life back into Ring of Honor, that in my opinion, he's still turning into Vince. So my question to y'all is, do you see it the same way? Or do you still think that AEW is hanging out in Promised Land town?
AEW is still hanging out in Promised Land town. It's not nothing like WWE. You don't have a bunch of people running back and forth, and you got the yes men and everything running up, and we got to get the news from the boss. No, we talk about it all the time across this platform, across these shows that we do as Sideline Junkies. If you're going to start a business, you always hire people that's smarter than you to work under you. That way, you don't have to go behind them. Well, you're supposed to. You're supposed to.
People that are actually doing it. The Young Bucks, Cody, Kenny Omega.
So I see it as like that. He's delegating responsibility and letting folks do their job, which is good. Vince, on the other hand, is more of a, I want you to do this. And then when you do it, I don't want you to do it like that. I want you to do it like this. Okay, you do it like this. Even I don't want you to do it like this. I want you to do it like that.
He's in the way. He's just in the way all the time.
He's a control freak. Everything has to be done up to his specifications. And
But
when it
isn't that
comes
what
to
Tony
Vince,
Khan's doing?
no, and that's the breath of fresh air. Because look at what Vince
Tony
did.
Khan is still the final say.
Being the final say, but letting people come up with their own things and being the final say.
Only say.
Okay.
He's the only say.
Okay. Let me put it to you this way. Look at what Vince did to NXT. Before pandemic, how over was everybody in NXT? NXT was the #1 show because Triple H took Dusty's dream and built it up into this. When Vince took over during the pandemic, everything went to shit. Now we got we had so much talent in NXT, but Vince is like, nope, this guy go here, this guy go here. We're going to change this. We're going to change that. He wouldn't listen to the people around him. At least Khan listens to the people around him. At least sometimes.
Here's your counterpoint. Remember, or counter argument. Remember when AEW started? Think about how many people or wrestlers that you saw of different backgrounds from the Japan thing, especially in the women with Emi Sakura and Rio and all that. Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss was actually on TV. You know, we saw all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also when Cody, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks had their hand in it, and they were steering it. And some could say, oh, they just pushing their people. No, they're pushing people. Then Tony Khan says, hold up. Nah, I need to be the guy. I need to be the say. Where do we see these people now? When was the last time you saw Sonny Kiss on Dynamite?
We need to see Sonny Kiss on Dynamite, but you know why he's not. You know why you're not seeing Sonny Kiss on Dynamite.
Why would you not have Sonny Kiss with what's her name? You know, the Goldberg female. It's coming to me.
You talk about Nyla Rose.
No, the TBS champion. I can't believe I'm brain farting on her right. I want to say Bianca Belair so bad, but what's her name? You know, Jay Cargill.
Did you call her the Goldberg? What the hell?
They're basically building her up like Goldberg. 30-0, 31-0. Come on now. But why not have Sonny Kiss as one of the baddies?
Because you know why.
And it's not even a dig at, you know, him being, you know, LGBTQ ...
Plus
comes after that.
Plus
XYZ.
Yeah, some of this I don't even understand at this point. Like when they start getting in and started coming up with computer code, talking about non-binary, I'm like, what the hell? Like, are we in C++? But that's a whole other story. I don't understand what half of that mean. I try to keep it simple. You are whatever bathroom you go in. We'll just leave it at that.
Well, I'm a family because I always use the family bathroom. So I mean, you know, I need room. I need elbow room.
You stand up, you stand up. If you go into the stall, you go into the stall. If that's where I know what bathroom I'm going in. So whatever you identify as, that's where you pee at. That's good enough for me.
But here's my thing. When it comes down to Sonny Kiss, what you see as a gimmick, yes, he's flamboyant. That's his gimmick. That's him.
Yeah, that's
but I've heard that outside of the ring, he's not even like that. He's toned down. He's incognito.
He's trying to conform to get on TV. But who has put through elevation? You got 2 shows of NXT-esqueness, and that's where they all are. At least Vince is plucking people from NXT and bringing them up. Who the heck has been coming up from Elevation and Dark? Abaddon, arguably one of the best and freakiest characters on the AEW roster. Why is he not on main TV?
You like him freaky, don't you?
Hell yeah. Good gimmick. Closest to the Undertaker that they're going to get, other than Aleister Black, until he got there. But once Tony took over and said, I'm the guy, everybody's gone. Now you're only going to see who? Sounds like WWE is to me. We're going to give you CM Punk. We're going to give you Chris Jericho. We're going to give you Mox. We're going to give you Oh gosh, he just got his leg caught in the thing. Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. Who else? We're gonna even Sting. We're gonna force feed you Darby Allin until you like him. It's all sounding WWE-ish to me.
Where's -1?
Doing schoolwork is finishing, but I mean, he still pops in. But here's the difference between Vince and Tony Khan. Vince is running a business. Keep in mind that business is running a TV show at this point. Because as much as we talk about wrestling versus sports entertainment, Raw and SmackDown are television product because they have to hold to exactly what they're doing to make sure that it comes out the way it's supposed to. Tony Khan is doing a wrestling show, but Tony Khan is tweeting pretty much all the time. Vince is silent. Tony Khan is tweeting about stuff like with Big Swole, like, oh man, she was worthless, da da da. She didn't work too hard. You remember that, right? When Swole left. WWE side, we just got finished talking about Sasha Banks and Naomi. They both got problems. Only one of them's on social media, though.
Of course.
So, to me, I think it's slowly going into the realm of WWE. The lines are getting blurred. He's starting to realize 3 years in, WWE's model, to an extent, you have to work with. Because it works. And we're not talking like, oh, I don't want to be like them just because. How many years has the WWE been on USA?
They came back in what, 03?
Well over 30 years.
No, because remember they went to TNN for a little bit.
That's all in the same company.
That's really. It is? I thought TNN was like the.
That was the Nashville network at that point. Under the same umbrella of networks.
Because they was on TNN for a minute for Raw, and then they went back to USA. They was like, "We're coming home to USA," because that's where they started at '93.
That's all in this. Well, now it's all under the same umbrella. Everybody owns everybody.
Yeah,
but Raw has never stopped being produced.
That's
Why
true.
would Tony Khan not want that level of longevity? Only way to do it is to remotely kind of sort of fit yourself into that box, the machine, as they call it, that has been producing the longest reigning episodic television show of all time. And the second longest reigning episodic television show of all time being SmackDown.
Agreed. Now, Swamp Queen, you are over there and you quiet.
And tell us your thoughts. Is Tony Khan becoming a Vince? Is he going to become Tony McMahon?
I don't think anybody can.
No chance.
I don't think anybody can out McMahon.
He probably cloned himself.
He's horrible. He's horrible.
Is he really horrible? Because if you on this show, some of that horribleness has to come from you being a fan of what he produced.
This is true, but
statement to be horrible.
Is it the facade that he's putting up that makes him horrible, makes you want to watch him? It's like a train wreck that you just can't pull yourself off of.
Real Housewives. Does that make Andy Cohen horrible?
Yes. And which Real Housewives are we talking about? Because the only one that we recognize, no.
All of them.
Orange County was trash. Real Housewives of Potomac, trash.
When Real Housewives first came out, how many of them were housewives?
All of them?
No, sir.
I ain't started watching till Phaedra came on. And once Phaedra came on Atlanta, I was like, I'm hooked.
No, sir.
I want to see them legs every week. That's all I want.
My biggest issue was I'm counting how many married ones there are in the show.
No, that's like basketball wives.
I was about to say that too. Like y'all have relation to basketball, but
I'm sorry, I'm not a chick flick. I'm not a chick flick type chick. I don't like that Real Housewife, the whole series of New Jersey and Canada and Alaska, wherever they at, Hawaii. I don't know.
They should do a Real Housewives of Mississippi.
Hey, all I know is somebody need to tell me when the clothing line of Sheba Sheree is coming out.
What'd she say? Summer, spring. spring, summer, fall,
She'd have built
fall,
Chateau
winter.
Cheray. Can I get Shiba Cheray, please? I was just going to buy a piece just to say I have it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say we have it.
Mm. Lord,
but I was
Lord,
just pointing
Lord.
that out, Real Housewives, because, you're saying that people like to watch train wrecks and craziness.
And you know what? My sister was one of those people.
Television.
She had to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta every Sunday night. And I was like, bruh, Sunday night football on. No, I can't watch that. No. We not doing that around here. Oh, I gotta see what's gonna happen. And then what do you need? And what's the other one? What's the one that had Big Ange on it?
That was Jersey, right?
Was it Jersey?
I think it was
Jersey. One of them, their husband was in the mob, and he was getting ready to go to jail.
Yeah, that was Jersey. Oh, he went to jail.
Wait. How were you in the mob? You letting people across the world know you in the mob, and you get ready to go to jail. They're gonna stick you up as soon as you go behind them gates.
He's probably excommunicado, so it is what
it is.
It was not coming for him. Let's just put it that way.
It was hard to believe because, from what I know, which is not much, but the mob is like Fight Club. You don't talk about the mob.
Well, the mob used to be kayfabe. Now it's no longer kayfabe.
No.
Mob children making TV shows, talk about my dad this and my dad. Like, what the hell?
Growing up, Gotti.
But guess what's still solid? The Wire.
We own this city. When they talk about Baltimore, they need to do something like that for DC.
But I know you watched the OG. Y'all had to watch the OG of all this reality, and that being the Real World.
Yeah.
One of them. Well, yeah.
I did Real World, Real World and Road Rules.
I just wanted to segue to that to keep it wrestling related. Shout out to the Miz and his best friend Coral. At that point, they don't really talk too much anymore, but yeah, I would like it when it was the Real World, and then they had the Road Rules, and then they did the Real World
versus Road,
together, and the challenge. But now that's gotten dumb. Like every time there's a challenge, I don't even know half of y'all, and y'all just back again. What are we gonna do? Jump off a cliff? It's a challenge. Like, who cares? But I still will fist bump with Jersey Shore, though. You know what I'm saying? Now they brought Angelina back, but that's a whole other story.
You know what? You just lost me with that, so I'm good.
Well,
to hear that you guys are just like Jersey Shore because to hear that you guys are just like so that you have been along the way invested into these reality shows. That's amazing.
Well, shit, back then, what else did you have?
Yeah, you didn't have much. Needed something to do.
Yeah, I mean, once Jukebox was getting kind of boring, and Yo MTV Raps went away. MTV is still showing music videos until TRL went away. Like, well, I guess I'll watch this show. And they were just true drunk train wrecks. So, I mean, take that out that Snooki, like, God dang, how you come in drunk? First episode.
When I watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, that was when I was living alone. I was single. I was living alone. It was on.
We know what you're looking at.
I would never admit that, but okay, go ahead.
I don't have a problem admitting that because you know what? I needed something on in the bagrground while I was cleaning my house.
That was softcore porn for you, don't you?
And but then I seen. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I seen Phaedra, and I was like, oh my god. But I grew up an Escape fan, so I know who Candy Burris was. I know about her writing talents, all of that. So when I seen her on the show, I was like, okay. And then I was like, Ed Hartwell used to play with the Ravens. Okay. His wife was on there, Lisa Wu, who used to be married to Keith Sweat. And I was like, I'm a Keith Sweat fan. Okay. So I was like, all right, let me see what this is about. And then it just got to the point where I was like, I'm just looking at this for Phaedra. And then when she started talking about what she liked, and I was like, we'll get along just fine. And then she married that bum ass motherfucker Apollo.
Criminal. Yep.
She'd have been better off with me. And then on top of that, to put the icing on the cake, Phaedra was in the funeral home business, which is my dream profession. I was like, that's it right there. She was a lawyer and in the funeral home position. Oh my god!
So you was gonna stack them high and bury them deep, huh?
Yeah, buddy. But reality TV sometimes all you had, like what was that? The Ocho Cinco's Perfect Catch.
Well, see, but that's
The
not
Terrell
reality
Owens
anymore.
show.
It's not reality anymore. Reality TV is gone.
No, it's been gone because everything,
Everything is guided scripted.
once they start making shows like Bad Girls Club, which has been trash ever since they put it on, and you manufacturing fights, and I watched Flavor of Love. I watched both seasons of Flavor of Love.
Don't you talk about Flavor of Love?
I love Flavor of Love. That and I love New York. I love both of those.
Don't you talk about that? We got David the tongue out of that.
Exactly. And that's how I know who the hell he is. And look who he got. He had Jennifer Hudson for 9 years, but she didn't want to get married. So I mean, reality TV just ain't the same no more. It's not the same anymore. It used to be something, just the entertainment. I love watching the Ocho Cinco one, and I love watching the T.O. show.
Smalley show.
That was another good one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good one. We'll close out with this because I know KG probably still watching Real Housewives, even though you're saying
no, sir. I do not. I do not allow it on in my home.
And tell them to stop insulting our intelligence because there's no way every season y'all beefing and then like, well, they all throwing a girls trip. I'm gonna go
because they have to have a reunion.
Like all y'all going on a trip. Oh, everything's gonna be great. So and so's gonna be there. You think she's gonna be all right? Yeah, we on a trip. Fight. Like next season, y'all go on another girls trip. Yeah, why not? Like, God damn.
Well, if that's the case, if I watch that, you watch Basketball Wives.
Oh, of course I do. Shawnee she's done. She needs to get off that show. I know it was her thing, but
hold on, time out. Here's the crazy part about it.
I am fucking loving this. Continue.
But no, here's the crazy part about it. Basketball Wives, when it first started, now it was the premise of another show. It was supposed to show what the wives of basketball players did when they were going on the road, how they took care of home, things like that. Because I think it was Doug Christie's wife. He was spending time with the kids. She was packing his bag and she was making sure she had the money and everything in there. And he had everything he needed because they was getting ready to go on a road trip. Forget where he's playing. It was getting ready to go on the road. And I was like, damn, that's what wives go through. You always see what the players go through. Damn, that's what the wives go through when the players on the road. Then all of a sudden it turned into the ratchetness. This is Antoine Walker's baby mother's cousin's best friend, and they was engaged for like 2 minutes, and she's on the show. What's the dude used to play with Boston? Eric Williams.
They start naming names. They're not married to anybody.
Exactly. Eric Williams. That was his fiance. This is called Basketball Wives. These are supposed to be wives of basketball players. Where are the wives at?
If you really want to show what the Basketball Wives is doing, is sitting there checking social media and stuff like, yep, that fool said he was going to bed at 9:30 while he in the club. And who that hoe on his arm. I'll be finding out about that. Private investigator go figure out if they slept together. That's the Basketball Wives I want to see. Fortunately, I'd probably be like that.
That's called Cheaters. That's a different show. It's called Cheaters.
Now, you want to know the best reality TV? Dateline with my man Chris Hansen. Man, now I will say
my bedtime.
There's two white guys. No disrespect, I don't mean that in a bad way. There's two white guys that just say some stuff off the cuff. I'm like, man, they had a masters of shade. It's Doug Llewellyn from the People's Court. Because Doug be saying some stuff that's just like, you didn't realize you were that stupid? I'm like, Doug, how you going to ask him that on TV? And Chris Hansen. Because, like, you didn't think that this was us? Well, I wasn't sure, but I figured I'd come and just show up anyway. Do you watch the show? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. You deserve to get arrested. Like, come on, Chris. Oh, man, I love Dateline.
I love when you give them the false hope. You're free to go, and they walk outside and they get locked up.
Look at all stupid. Just go and have a seat. Yeah.
I can't do the ratchetness. I can't do the, you got to throw a drink on somebody every 5 minutes. I can't do that.
This is that's alcohol abuse. Don't you tell it, Locke, because I bet you watch every episode of Total Divas.
Not every episode. I got a lot of it on the DVR, and that's not reality TV. That's just that's me getting my Nia Jax fix. Stop it! Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like, y'all in bikinis again? I ain't asking no questions, but okay.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I just wanted to bring it home. Just bring it back to some good old wrestling, especially since full circle. Naomi was a great part of Total Divas, and we learned a lot about her and John's relationship. A lot about her and John's relationship.
First of all, he made a bad decision in choosing her. That's all I'm saying.
What?
Should have been me.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, who
But
knows?
you said you wouldn't get married at all anymore.
I didn't say I wouldn't commit. Damn it!
Well, we already determined she married.
I don't need
Flair,
paper. I don't need paperwork to say that I'm yours.
Rakishi wouldn't accept you either.
Just put the finger up. Just put the finger up. That's all you gotta do. Claim no more.
Nope. Rakishi not going to accept Sharon. Nope. He'd be like, nope. You won't commit. You want to commit to my son but won't marry him? I can't accept you.
No. Fuck that. Give me the Uso twins.
Damn. She didn't say one. She said the twins.
The twins. Shit. Two for one. Yeah.
Both
Come on.
Okay.
I can see it now. Coming into the bedroom, doing a haka.
Yeah.
Like they used to do.
Yeah. And she about to get all of it.
Yep. Come on, son, let's get in.
Yeah.
I just feel for Roman because girl waiting on Roman to come in. He take his time. Music playing in his head. He just sitting there. You ready, baby? Paul Heyman sitting there holding a towel. I got you when you're ready. Like this. Walking slow to the bed. It's like, shoot, I'm about to fall asleep. You took all that time.
Well, it happens. I mean, everybody can't just come out to Jericho, break the walls down, letting you know what I'm gonna do when I come in.
But here's the worst part. You start climbing up on the bed, look her in the eye. Acknowledge me. She's like, come ass out of the bed. I don't even want to do it no more.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
In the fresh blue head, man, get out there.
I'm telling you now, just
like, all right, time out.
I know you into it. Acknowledge me. She probably knock you the hell out the room. Acknowledge your ass out of here. Uh-oh. Never mind. Yeah, that's over. I saw that eye roll. She's like, no.
No, that wasn't that. It was just, ooh, just wait till we finish.
Oh, man. She about to use that ass whooping. That's what she going to do.
That's fine. I'll take that. Are we done? Because I gotta go be a parent.
Yeah, we did. We did go off the rails a little bit. Talking. We haven't talked shop in a long time.
Yeah.
It was good to go back to the old school roots of the Wrestlemaniacs, and we don't even know how we got there, but we back.
Off the rails, baby, every week. Hell, me and James did 2 hours last week, and how the hell did we get 2 hours?
Because James talked too much.
No, man, we got to talking about some good stuff. He was dropping knowledge, and we just started talking, and I forgot that we was recording. I told James, I said, man, I didn't look up at no clock. I forgot we was recording. I was like, man, I was having too much fun. Then I looked up, I was like, oh, hell, we hitting the 2 hour mark. We in trouble. So.
Hey, good show is a good show. That's all that matters.
And thank you to the Swamp Queen, Lady C, for joining us tonight, giving us a great perspective.
We determined that she plans on having some Usos very soon for dinner. And
I mean, there's a list. There's a list.
Ric Flair drip, there it is.
There's a list.
Okay.
There's a list. I would kind of like to, entertain.
There's a clipboard, and you just made the list.
The Usos, the Bellas, definitely like to entertain. So
You like twins, don't you?
Somebody breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, with Tamia, Tamia can get it. Sasha, Kofi, it's a lot of them that can.
Well, Don says he'll dress Tamina for you. He gonna take that straight jacket up off of her.
Well, the straight jacket is retired, I guess. I haven't seen that in a long time. Thank God.
Now you say that next time you see it, you're gonna see it. But okay.
Look like she about to do a daggone magic trick or something. Like, if you don't get your little David Copperfield self back in the room, take that shit off.
Let's go home. Thank you, everybody.
I mean, we like y'all.
I will say this. Enjoyed this show. You know how we do it. Konnichiwa, bitches.
Diversify your bonds. You took my thing, man. But for real,
Oh, I'm sorry. Diversify your bonds.
fuck you, James.